Artie Levine in Detroit.
Yeah.
You were shot.
That was in Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. The first thing I heard the guy say was 5, and I said, gee, this guy's starting off at 5.
How'd you get your name? Sugar Ray Robinson. That isn't your real name, is it?
No, it is now. I've made it legal, but back during the in the 30s, these were Depression times, and Mom worked in a laundry. I had 2 sisters, you know, and without a father. And I can remember eggs, penny a piece, 3-cent quarter milk. You know, things were rough at that time. And I learned about this, heard about this place you can go and have fights, and if you win, you get a 17-jewel Waltham watch, and you can sell it back. It's the first prize, and you can sell it back for $12. You know, remember that? And I went out there with the kids, all the guys that were going to fight, and the guy looked at me. He said, "Yes, son, what can I do for you?" I said, "I came to fight." He said, "Oh, you did?" He said, "How old are you?" I was 15. I lied and told him that I was 16. He said, "Well, son, you have to be 18, and you have to have an AAU card, Amateur Athletic Union card. You got to be 18 years old to get that." Well, I don't know. I felt so depressed because all I could see was these guys getting that $10, getting that money, and I came back around my neighborhood, and the bartender, the guy that worked and the bartender on the corner there, his name was Ray Robinson. I went in I told the guy, I said, "Lend me that piece of paper that your birth certificate." I meant to give him back his name. I did, man.
Where'd the sugar come from?
One night fighting in Watertown, New York, a fella writer named Max Case. He caught one day. I was coming out of the ring after one of the first few knockouts. I never used to knock out nobody. And then this one time I knocked out, coming out of the ring, he said to my handler, "That's a sweet-looking kid you got." And a lady in the front row, Kirk, she said, "He's sweet as sugar."
Great.
And Max heard
Sugar
that.
Ray Robinson. How about your name, Rocky?
My real name is Barbella. I mean, I've done practically the same thing.
Rocco Barbella?
Yeah, Rocco Barbella, my real name. And there was another a good friend of mine. His name was, and I had a little trouble when get a license, because those days, if you had a little trouble, misdemeanors or some things like that, and it was incarcerated. You know, you couldn't get a license. So I got this guy's name. His name was Rocco Graziano, and I said, "Hey, give me a license. I want to get my license." So I got the license in front of him. Then I found out that he had a bigger record than me.
Paul Newman did a great job portraying you, and the movie was Somebody Up There Likes Me. And now you're an actor after about it. It was quite a switch, very unusual in the boxing game. You became an actor and you went into show business.
Well, I was kind of lucky. I mean, a girl called Martha Ray and Nat Hiken liked me very much. And put me with Martha Ray, and I worked with her for about 2.5 years. And I made a lot of money. I made more money in the show business than I ever made in fighting. And I made about over $2 or $3 million in fighting.
Now, Don Dumpy, rate the 2 fighters.
Well, Rocky, you can't underrate him. He's probably one of the biggest drawing cards in the history of Madison Square Garden, which was the mecca of boxing, there's no question. A fine champion. He came along at a time when there were real good middleweights. Zale, LaMotta, Robinson, Cerdan, just to mention a few. So Rocky has to rate right up with the best. As for Sugar Ray, I think if you took every possible ingredient that you could possibly use to make a great fighter, he had them. Ray could box. He could punch. He could take a punch. He was as game as they come. He had plenty of heart, and above all, he had a great desire, the desire of any champion. So I think any ingredient that any great fighter ever had, Ray Robinson had them all.
Well, I want to thank you 2 men, Rocky Graziano, Ray Robinson, for helping us relive the 1952 middleweight championship. And you know, Don, as we relive these American sports classics, all-time greats in football, basketball, baseball, boxing, and some of the greats of all time in sports, the biggest wallop I get along with that is seeing all-time great announcers, sports broadcasters. You're certainly the greatest fight announcer that ever lived.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Kurt, believe me. And being with Rocky and Ray again, and you, is also my pleasure.
Well, that's it. Sugar Ray and Rocky, 2 great champions. For Rocky Graziano, just one more fight, and he'd lose to Chuck Davies. And then the former tough kid from New York's East Side exchanged his boxing gloves for a successful career, as we said, in show business. For Sugar Ray, he'd retire that year, but would return to fight 11 more years. And today, he's fighting the toughest opponent of his career, juvenile delinquency. And if you know Sugar Ray, head of the Sugar Ray Youth Foundation, he's not going to quit until it's won. This is Kurt Gowdy saying that's the way it was. April 16th, 1952, the middleweight championship title fight. The boxer against the slugger. Another sports classic on The Way It Was.
On TV, HBO.